Before this video starts, I'd like to say hit the subscribe button and the bell notification so you can join the notification squad, and comment down below for a chance at winning a shout out in the next video. What is going on, everybody, and welcome to another Minecraft video. Today I'm going to show you guys how to make your own custom items here. You can see that basically I'm going to be creating a new entity. They're here. Right here. So I have a new axe, a new ice sword, a donut, and a little ruby. But I'm going to show you guys how you can create your own. Now, over here, the cat and the panda. Now, this is something you guys can do. You can just take a regular spawn egg if you want those to be the same. These are the only two that will be affected if you create these custom items. So I went ahead and kind of showed you the first one. The very first one that you're gonna make, which is the one I made here, Ruby will replace the panda, and then the one after that will be another panda, but it'll keep the same texture as long as you keep creating more. Like, so if I made a brand new another item or whatever, it'll be okay. It won't destroy any of these eggs. So these two, the first two that you make, which will be the panda, and then the second one will be the cat here, which you could make 2 eggs, and then every one after that will actually be a custom item. But with that being said, if that doesn't bother you about those two, then I really wouldn't worry about it like these. So the way that I will have a link in the description for you guys to download this if this is something you're interested in downloading and looking at, the way that I did this and coded it. So basically, if you right click on this axe here, it will summon particles, and if you stand near it when you do it, it will give you a strength effect. So it's really cool. It does use up the axes when you're in survival because it is a spawn egg, but I gave it some cool abilities. Now you can sit there and mine and hit people and do whatever PvP because you're given strength. So it's still cool. You can use it like it's a real weapon if that's something you kind of wanted to do or something. And then these over here, I gave them no abilities. Nothing happens. It doesn't use anything. Now, I did have to get rid of the glass. Now, if that's something you guys don't really want to do, well, I had to get rid of a glass bottle. That's the only thing I had to get rid of to make this work. And then in the particles, I got rid of the splash effect particles because that's how this works, and I wanted to create this. So, if you actually are in survival and you right-click like this, or you're in your game, and you try and summon the egg or the entity, it will take away from the item, so you got to be careful with that. But still, you can use this for if you wanted to create custom items, and then if you wanted it to actually do some cool stuff like this, it's really not that big a deal. In my opinion, but that's totally up to you. So you can throw these down, you can look at them, you can give them effects, you can make it to where villagers trade with these special items. Because it is an egg, you can actually make it to where they trade, and you can just do some really cool stuff, and you can add however many items you want to add. So yeah, I thought this was a really cool tutorial. So I'm going to jump over on the computer, and I'm going to show you guys how to create these yourself. Alright, now that we're over on the computer, I'm going to show you guys how you can code and create your very own item. So what you're going to do is, if you download the one that's in the description, that's going to be mine, you can just copy and paste, which I'm going to show you because this is what I want you guys to do. You can look at the codes and how I did everything and all that. You can do whatever you want to do with that, but the way you want to do this is in the resource pack. I'm going to show you that first, and then I'll show you the behavior. So we're going to go to items. Now these here, you're going to want to go ahead and just go to, like, say it doesn't matter about these. You're going to want to create every single one of these. Now, if you go to like, say the axe here, you're gonna want to, let me move this over so you can see. So you want to create everything, animation. It can all be zeros. It doesn't even have to move. All of these, they don't even have to have a number. You just want to make sure that you have something as if it's a real entity. Because we're getting rid of the entity texture, I created a model that doesn't even exist. It's a completely blank model. Like, so if you click on this and I click on the axe here, you can see that it's absolutely nothing. Everything's a 0. If I go to like the ice here, everything, it doesn't have anything. It's all zeros out. It's zeroed out. You don't have to worry about summoning in this entity that's going to walk around or anything. Basically, there's nothing there. But the game needs to register animation. It needs to register render controls, the texture, the model. It needs to register everything just to create the texture, which is kind of funny. But you guys, all you have to do is you could just copy this and paste it right here and just rename everything. So if you went to like the axe, which probably isn't, well, I guess it wouldn't matter. So you can see it says animation ice. Just replace that, you know, copy this one and replace that with, say, a flower or whatever it is, kind of custom texture, like the donut. You can do donut right there. And you don't have to have anything, you don't have to touch anything else, just leave it. And then come over here, go to the entity, copy this one like I said, and just paste it. And then in here you could do the identifier. I didn't or ice. You could change this to whatever you want. I was just playing around with some of my other add-ons that I was creating. And then in here you're going to want to make sure in your textures, the texture entity is going to be what you name your item. The same with the geometry. You're going to make sure it's like everything is named. The animation move, the control render, everything. And then the spawn egg texture index. This is where it starts. 53 and 54 are cat and panda. Now, I took out the cat and panda to where they actually are replaced so that you could continue using the texture indexes. So you'd want to continue with 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, all the way like that. And you could just creating however many entities you want to create or items like that. So like if you go to the axe here, it is a 55 spawn egg texture right there. And then like I said, everything's just changed to axe. You don't have to touch anything. Literally, I did it all for you guys. The easiest that I could put this for you. Same with, you don't even need to touch the materials. I have it set to where you actually don't even need that. Just keep the folder there. You don't have to touch anything. You can add however many you want. It will still work. So as long as you're copying, like you just copy this and paste it like I said. Now if you come over here, you can look. Nothing here. That's just the texture, the width, and everything. You don't even need that because we're not even going to use it. Render control is the same thing. If you click on the axe, you're just changing everything to a axe and whatever the name of the JSONs are of the actual item. Same with the text. If you load up the text.json here, you're basically going to name whatever you want it to be. You don't need it to say spawn. You can make it say ice sword. But these need to be kind of the same, so you gotta keep that in mind when you download this. And let's come over here and go to the textures. Now the textures, this is what I wanted to talk to you guys about. I deleted, of course, like in my add-on for particles, this is the same thing. I deleted some of the particles so you can actually not see the effects of the entities. Over here on the items, or the items here, you're gonna want to keep these blank because this is what I'm gonna talk about in the behavior pack. But you just create your own. It needs to be egg underscore and then whatever the name of the item is that you guys want. Just throw it in here and you're done. Now come over here to the entity. You're gonna just copy this, just copy it and paste it. I did it all for you. Every single item that you want to add, make sure it's this texture. And then come over here to the items texture.json. You're gonna need to come to this. It's very important. So scroll down all the way till you go to the eggs. Come over here, and after this, just add your item. So I started with 53, 54, 55, 56. So you would just copy here, you know, copy and then space it out, you know, and you know, paste it. Name it whatever your item is, just like this. So we're gonna name it like a I don't know, like a flower, I guess. Say we're gonna make a flower texture for an item, then this is just gonna be 57. That's exactly what you guys do. Make sure there's a comma here, or it will not work. And the last one here doesn't need a comma. But that's exactly what you'll do there. Then we're done with the resource. That is all you need to do with the resource. I have it all set for you. You can copy, paste, and kind of just change your own kind of setup here. Now, if we go to the behavior pack, guys, the items behavior, this is really easy. All you're going to need to do is you could just, like I said, copy and paste. If you guys want to look at it and play around, you can. The identifier, you're going to change this to whatever it is that you want. If you wanted, however you want to do that, this is what it's classified in and the name of the item, which you guys might know about that. Now this here, you're going to want to do spawn egg true. This one here is different than the other ones. The reason I'm showing the axe is because this one is summable. So this one actually creates the particles. This one's summoning a basically splash potion effect. And it's doing it within a radius of 2 with a 0 radius, so it doesn't actually spread every time it's used, which is really cool if you're going to make like an explosion wand or something. I'm using the potion 32, which is strength 1, and then I'm giving it a smoke particle, and it's only going to last for 3 seconds in the little particle area. That's not how long the potion lasts, and it affects the owner with true. Now with that being done, these are different. So if you go to like ice here, everything's different. Summable is false. It does have a spawn egg because you need that to be able to see the actual creative item you want. Now I left these the exact same, but I zeroed everything out so it does nothing and it falsifies for the owner. So basically when you right click on it or you click on it like you're going to summon an egg, nothing happens. Absolutely nothing happens. It's just like a regular item, but in fact you lose that item if you click on it. So that's just something to keep in mind on about that. That's the only like downside. Other than that, I don't have any loot tables. I didn't add any. You can add those. I left the spawn rolls if you wanted to make items spawn randomly wherever or something like that. But that is it, guys. Like I said, it'll be in the description. Hopefully you guys did enjoy this video. I will see you in the next one. I'm dakonblackrose, and I'm out.
My father told me when I was